Hey, how's it going, everybody? Didn't think I'd be doing another pickups vid, but I was able to sell some stuff on Craigslist, make some more spending money for doing the yard sales and swap meet and stuff. So, found some pretty damn cool stuff, man. Made enough money to where I even decided to take a trip to the new swap meet that's in Mojave Valley, just outside of Bullhead City, Laughlin area. And not gonna do it too often, man, because it's a ways to go. I'm damn near going to my sister's when I hit this one, but it's in an area where they were gonna do a strip mall, and nothing really happened other than a couple just oddball businesses going in. So they got a big section of it that's for the indoor swap meet. A lot of stuff just on gaming stuff. It was all crap, pretty much, just too beat up. But what's cool, another part of the strip mall right behind them is a lady that's running just secondhand junk store, and it's just as big, man. Tons of stuff. And had some video game stuff, but I passed on it. Same thing, man. Just too beat up. But spotted a really cool vintage item, and I will be using this. So I'm into woodworking and stuff, or just doing hobby type stuff like modding systems. And I'm guessing this is from the 1950s or maybe real early 60s. It's just got that look. But I haven't been able to get online and date it yet. And it does work most of the time. I just need to open this thing up and clean the living hell out of it. I think there's dust and stuff in there that's keeping it from working, which give it a little bit of a spin, then all of a sudden it'll start up again. And I'll show you guys the box here first. Actually, okay, I'm going to lie and show you something different. I'm not going to show you the box. You guys can't see that yet. Got the original manual with it. Anyways, this is the Revieromatic Universal Electric Tool. It's basically an old school Dremel. One speed, but very fast speed. This sucker goes like a bat out of hell. It's the original owner's manual. And really cool manual. I don't know why they don't do this anymore. They just give you little hints here, like these pictures, just saying this is what you can use it for, and give you tips on woodworking or whatever, on what bits do what. And really, really good instruction manual. And it came with a lot of bits, which I'd say I threw out a handful, mainly because they were just beat up. A lot of the ones for grinding, that are the stone-tipped ones, were just shot to hell, so I threw them out. And then some of them were for cleaning that had the plastic like brush on them. They were all melted, so I threw them out. Otherwise, got the majority of them. And it did have a clamp to where, okay, I guess it is mounted stationary on a workbench. That is missing. And then it had a gauge type clamp, which I got some of the pieces, but not all of it. So on that stuff, no big deal. Then it had a wrench for tightening it up, but you can figure tighten it for putting in bits. So anyways, that's what you got with it. So like I say, man, came with a lot of bits, just different types, and cut off wheels and stuff. And then that right there is the big clamp for mounting it to a workbench. And where it was made was Tool Division Revere Camera Company. A camera company made this, so must have been one of their oddball things. And they were out of Chicago, Illinois. So here's the box. Little scuffed, but not really not beat up. Just scuff marks here and there. I could probably clean it up and make it look a little nicer. Some lead stuff in here, and I don't see it in their picture, so I'm thinking it went with something else and the person just threw it in here. Anyways, It's the majority of what I got. Say most of the bits are still good. And the tool itself, really cool looking, man. Just screams retro. And this is model number RG1. And on the other side just says Revere-O-Matic, made by Revere Camera Company, Chicago. And one thing that's cool, must not have gotten too much use, because just like a regular Dremel or whatever, there's a plastic screw on each side of it, and if you take those out, there's a spring, and I don't know what the stuff's made out of, but there's a little block on the end of the spring. Has to do with the motor, and after a lot of use, those will wear down to where you got to replace them. Still has the original ones in it, and got a little vial here that's got the spares. So, cool. Anyways, it does work. At least most of the time. A lot of it, I think I just need to open this thing up and just clean the living hell out of it. I don't think they ever did. I can see inside there's a lot of just wood dust and whatnot. Otherwise, when it works good. It's nice, even at a single speed, which is like really fucking fast speed. Unlike my Dremel, which I think mine's a Ryobi type Dremel tool, that thing, when you turn it on the high speed, you get vibration. I don't get any vibration at all with this. Even as old as it is, man, it is built really good. Anyways, got it for 20 bucks. That's about what they seem to go for, is 20 bucks and up, depending on if it's complete or incomplete or whatever. So you can find these online, like eBay and stuff. Definitely cool to have, man, if you're into hobbies or that have to do with model building or modding. I'll probably use it for doing system mods. Definitely for woodworking, for like carving and stuff. Start on stuff that I found local. Found a couple of PlayStation games for $1 a piece. This one, I already got a copy of it, but it's one of my favorite games, so good to have a backup. Got Nightmare Creatures. Then this one, good game, but I don't like the controls. It's one that they, well, before they did the analog control sticks for PS1, it was when it was just a little cross pad, and movement when it comes to turning, man, just really freaking touchy. Same thing on walking, like if there's areas where you have to jump from one spot to another or you'll fall to your death, really easy to fall to your death. He always seems to jump too far, but that seemed to be a problem with a lot of games of this type on the PlayStation. Otherwise, definitely worth picking up. Got Duke Nukem Time to Kill. And both of the discs are in good shape on the games. In fact, Time to Kill, man, I've been playing that because I love Duke Nukem games. So, cool to have a new one. And I got to the point on the movement to where I just downloaded the cheat codes and just put it on God mode. So if I fall off a cliff or whatever, usually there's a way to get up. Sometimes there's not, so you just turn off God mode and let them die. But it's just, when it comes to jumping around and stuff, or even when you got a bunch of guys shooting at you, it can be a pain. Otherwise, same kind of Duke talking. It is the usual Duke Nukem games, so it is funny. So Piece of the Day. Both in really good condition. Didn't get played with much. And I know I have this one. The other one, I don't know if I have it or not. And this one, I think I showed this when I was doing the videos on the Tron toys that I was collecting for Tron Legacy. On the ones where I showed blacklight type stuff with them. As this will glow under a black light. Anyways, this one has Pole Position, Galaga, Xevious, Mappy, and Miss Pac-Man. Nice little plug and play, but all the blue here and the yellow, and I think the red buttons will glow under a black light. This one I think has pretty much the same games, maybe minus Mappy. Don't know. It's more just not really showing the separate games, it's just giving you hints. So, cool enough. So not bad for $1 a piece. Yeah. Collected enough of those plug and play ones, man. I'm going to start sending some off to my grandnephew. He's getting into retro video games, or I got him into retro video games, and my older nephew likes them too, man. So gives them a way to bond. Bonding through nerdism or whatever the fuck, I don't know. Anyways, bonding. You know, bonding. Bonds together. Shit, I'm using it. Mind me if I act like I'm there. My back is out, so I got a pain pill in me and it's kicking in, man. And they always just there. Then I freaking fall asleep. So it's stupidity and then unconsciousness. Now on stupidity, I don't know why they made this piece of shit and then waited to make a better one. But cool to have in a collection. Anyways, let's see. I paid $10 for this. Got an Atari Flashback, the original one. That looks like a miniature 7800. Box, little beat up, but the game system looks like new. Guy said his kids didn't appreciate it, so it hardly got played. And this thing, man, everything about it just feels cheap, but cool enough. Say, miniature 7800. Just has power and reset, and then a audio, video. For the audio, it's just mono. It is 9-volt DC, standard type adapter plug. Positive to the little pin in there, negative to the outside shielding on the plug. So easy enough to find an adapter for one of these if you find one where missing parts. Now on these joysticks, I haven't tried it yet, and I don't see anything on the box that says you can use original Atari stuff on this. I kind of doubt it. Mainly because they've added a pause and select button to the joysticks. But I don't know if these will work on a 7800 or 2600 or what. I'll have to give that a try. And they're not horrible joysticks, but they definitely feel cheap and flimsy. Just compared to the other ones they did that look like the 2600s, just not built that good. So I thought you guys would dig. I got this a while back and I think I paid like $2 for it. And what's crazy, this thing barely got used, and this goes back to 1982. This is made by Asian World of Martial Arts, and I had one of these when I was a teenager, so I was into ninja stuff. Anyways, that's the good side. Found a dartboard or ninja star board for those little miniature throwing stars that are about 2 inches across. So that side untouched. This side, pretty much that dude there is Fubar. Yeah, there's one that I'm pretty sure got him in the testicles, so he's pretty much dead, man. He's fucked, so cool. And I don't plan on using it for throwing stars or darts, man. That's definitely just a display piece to hang on the wall. It's probably fairly scarce on finding one that's unused, let alone in good shape. So I remember mine, God, I don't know, it disintegrated or something. I think one of my nephews threw water at it or hit it with a squirt gun. I don't know, man, but it just disintegrated. So, now for the fun thing. Try and find out how to grab this without snapping my spinal cord, and it's freaking heavy. And there's a part of it that I'm not going to show because I've got it in pieces right now. I'm in the process of getting it cleaned up. Otherwise, and this is crazy, man. I've been hitting up this guy's thrift store quite a bit since he's opened up because he's in a warehouse, so lots of stuff. It's just never anything video game related. So decided to go there a little bit ago, and holy crap, here's something video game related. And the price he had on it, if it was working good and all complete, would have been a steal. But on the, well, one part, I can't get it working, and I took it apart and found out why. It has to do with some of the circuitry has lifted off. That has to do with plugging it into the TV. So it's shot, but the shell is in awesome shape. But the cool part of this, it does work. It's just right now I don't have the main part to really make it work. So now that I got you guys in suspense and screaming at your monitor saying show the fucking thing, here's what I found. An original Colecovision Atom. This is the first one they made. It's for your Colecovision system. The second one they made was an all-in-one. I've never had one of these before, but looking at it, this is a little bit longer from side to side. Is right here where the reset button is for the Atom computer, there'd be a cartridge slot. Is that one has the ColecoVision game system built in. So it's an all-in-one computer, game system and computer. And this is not the ColecoVision that I got from the guy. This is one of my working systems. And the problem is, the one thing that's missing, which seems to be pretty common with these, no keyboard. And what pisses me off, and probably a lot of you that have found these, and why the fuck did they do this? The goddamn keyboard cable, which plugs, I guess, into the keyboard and into this as its separate cable, is like what you'd have for a freaking telephone. But you can't just plug in a telephone cable and a keyboard and make this work or whatever. It's wired up different. Which I'm sure somebody out there has probably figured out how to modify something. Which I may have to find one of those kind of people. Because finding a keyboard for this may be freaking hard, as it's pretty damn rare. Other than that, when you turn this on, what it does is boot up into a typing program. So it does work. Just can't get it to do anything without the keyboard. I thought maybe you could use the controllers, but they have absolutely no function with this. And on the bigger one, that's the all-in-one, I have no clue. Is that one had a separate thing that you plug into the side of it where you can have a controller or two. Otherwise, as you can see, there's 2 cassettes in there. And on that, this one here originally was the only cassette drive. And then they had this empty so you can add in another one. So that's what they did. They added in a second cassette drive so they can do dubs. And one of the tapes, I know it's something sticky right on the freaking tape, but the other tape looks good. Both of them are basic computing or whatever. No games. So I know they had some games on tape, but I guess pretty much the majority of the games were like regular ColecoVision cards that just said for ColecoVision or Atom, as I got a few. Anyways, let's see if I can get this open here. did some research online, just trying to find ones for sale for parts or whatever, just ones where people were really showing it good. The panel on top, you take that off, and I'm guessing that it's like cartridges for the memory upgrades, but that's all behind the cassette players on it. Yeah, I don't have anything to open it up with. I can't just do it with a finger. It wants a flathead screwdriver, so let's try and find somebody doing a review, and maybe somebody will open it up and show that. Yeah, if you take off this top panel here, I think there was like 3 or 4 or so ports in there where you can plug stuff in. Otherwise, it's all the cables for the tape cassette drives, and they're pretty damn small. They just kind of fit in there and snap in place, I guess, and then you just plug it in. Otherwise, let's look at this sucker. Really easier if I had it on a flat table. This thing, tight fitting son of a bitch. Really, really tight fitting son of a bitch. This back of it plugs in the same way as the Atari 2600 add-on for your Colecovision, so it just plugs into the front of it. And I saw a lot of them online that didn't have the docking tray. This kind of locks into the docking tray so everything lines upright. It's got a hole here and a hole here where a couple tabs fit in. Otherwise, I don't think it's necessary, but helpful, if anything. So, it's a big freaking piece of plastic. Had, I guess, just one clamp to the back of it, as it kind of locks the Colecovision itself in place too. Really sucks that what's wrong with it is the RF is messed up on it. It's one to where if I find another Colecovision that works but looks shitty, I'll just gut that one and use the shell of what I got with this. Because the shell, really good shape. I think they just kept it plugged into the computer. There's this front sticker on it. Perfect. Not a scratch on it. So they must have just bought it all at once. Rich kid. Fucking spoiled rich kid. Really spoiled kid. But I've got 2 of them, the same damn problem. I don't know if the cord got knocked or something, smacked really hard, like falling off a table or whatever and hitting something. But it's that center pin that goes into the circuit board where that post goes in on your RCA jack. And it got knocked around to where not only did it break the solder loose on it, it tore up all the circuitry on that little circuit board in the RF. So probably the only way I can get that one and another one I got working would be to do an AV mod on it. Which I don't know if I have the videos up or not. There is a mod you can do to where you can just go to Radio Shack, get the parts, and then solder them directly to the RF box. But I didn't have much success at all with it. And it's like, it worked at first, and then all of a sudden it started screwing up. And I think that I blamed it on a faulty part. It was an adjustable pot, and I think I got a bad one. Because it would start the screen rolling and stuff, and then I just couldn't get it to get out of that. So, whatever. Otherwise, you can pick up mod kits. They're like the ones you'd use in a 2600, where it's a separate little circuit board that you buy online, either put together or not, and then you just wire it in. Another thing I didn't like when it was working, the only thing it does is make the Colecovision itself to where you can do composite video. If you plug in the Atari, you're stuck with RF again. And I think the ones that you can buy online fix that problem to where everything works like it should. So, the ginormous thing that I got. Printer, man, that sucker is about this wide. Sideways, forward, long ways. Anyways, man, it's fucking big, man. It's the size of my freaking all-in-one printer that I got for my computer, man. So, pretty damn big to bring in here and show anyways. But, I plugged it in. It seems to work. Acted like it was working, but it's really friggin' dirty. So I'm just stripping it all down and cleaning everything, and hopefully it does work. It still has a ribbon in it, which I don't know if it's one to where I can get it re-inked or not. Otherwise, possibly working printer. Got everything for $20. So, not bad at all, man. Not bad. Those Atom computers by themselves, in good condition, like boxed or whatever, you get on eBay and just crazy fucking prices. Hundreds and hundreds of dollars on some of them. There's one that, I don't remember if I saw it again or not, man. I think it's one to where it ended, so not on anymore. But they wanted over $1,000 for it. And it was the one that was everything in one. Not like this to where you plug in your Colecovision. It was over $1,000, man. And it wasn't mint. It was just boxed, so it's one of those things. You're better off just hunting around until you spot one. These people online are getting fucking crazy on their prices. Well, now that I feel like I got a tranquilizer dart hanging out of my ass cheek, say nighty-night to you guys. Have a good one. Maybe I'll sell some more stuff, but the month is coming to an end. I'm hoping I'll sell something before this weekend, so if I do, then I'll get out again and hit the yard sales. Catch you all later.